Good to go? You tell me. All right. We will call the meeting to order here for the Grabill Town Council meeting for July 23rd, 2025. We will at this time review the agenda and approve it, and then also we will approve the minutes for the last meeting dated June 18th.
I make a motion to accept the minutes from the last meeting,
Second that.
of June 18th.
Roll call vote, Jeff,
Aye.
Wilmer,
Aye.
motion passes.
Okay, we will get right to it here with old business. DLZ updates.
All right, there's a packet there for everybody to kind of follow along. Mainly updates, a couple minor discussion items, and then one action item. So I'll go through the list as quick as possible, but I can hold or come back to anything as questions arise. First off, on item number one, the waterworks project. Of course, project B, the water plant, we're current there, just will be final closeout, and that'll be, with the other project. Project B, the water tower, we still have to close that project with a final change order. And then I think you sent us the report, the inspection report.
I have not got the report back, but we have verbal issues.
Okay, so yeah, there's a couple of verbal issues that Ryan relayed to us, and then once we get that, we'll forward that to the contractor, so that we'll add that to their list, and there'll be some punch list items. On the project in general, again, right now, plus or minus, you got about $258,000, so as we close out the water plot project, or we get closer and we know what those items are, we can have those discussions on possible use of those funds. So, and you can use those for water projects or water equipment, so we can develop a list on that. On the trail, I'm sure as everybody knows, we're getting closer on that. Substantial completion is in August. It appears that they should be done by that time. So again, really no action items there unless there's any questions that the council may have, or Stephanie or Ryan or Erik. One item I may add to this, if you recall when we did the downtown project a couple of years ago, and then also when we did South Main Street, we had a very narrow strip of decorative concrete. And if you recall, we had to work really hard to come up with like a 3-inch pattern, because usually they're a 6-inch pattern and we wouldn't have enough of a pattern. When we do First Street, we'll match that. We're gonna work with Brooks to try to match that or find one of those patterns. The one out on the trail, basically from the liquor store up to about the grocery store, there's like a 3-foot gap in there between the walk and the curb to maintain your separation, and then we get close to the radius. That separation, instead of putting stone in there or grass, we actually to a visual barrier where we put in there stamped concrete. They've had problems trying to find that 3-inch, and right now what we have for a pattern approved or submitted is a 6-inch pattern, and that's a typical pattern for that wide. I think it would almost look like brick. It wouldn't look like wood if we went with, there would be like 12 rows there. So the color will match back here. I just want to make sure council's aware, is okay with having like 6-inch patterns. It'll probably be six of those versus 12 of them. And we'll do the best we can to match the color. So we got a wood stamp for it, but it's a 6-inch wide to fit into that 3 feet versus 12 3-inch patterns. We only went with the narrow one down here. I don't think it'll be a problem because they're not really connected.
Right.
But I know they're gonna do that next week. I just wanna make sure you're okay with that.
I think it's okay.
Yep.
Okay. So that's on the trail. On the wastewater project, on the Grabill Road sewer extension, getting closer to start construction. We are We'll probably have a pre-con meeting in August, and what I've been told by API, again, I can't tell them when to start, we can only tell them when they need to get done. But right now, they're looking at starting sometime between mid-August and mid-September, so we're getting closer to that. We've got structure submittals. I know they've been out there and done some clearing, so we've been working with Adam on that. That's the gravity extension east of town. The force main extension, pre-con meeting, I guess Dan's got that scheduled. So we do have a pre-con meeting on that. We've got submittals on that. The one pending item that Dan and I are working on that, one item we're working on that force main is to work with the contractor sooner than later to get a preliminary budget number on what it would be to extend that force main farther south. When we had the meeting with the property owners down there were a handful of property owners that farther south that were interested in that force main, and so we'll try to get a price to you for that.
Yeah.
I think we'll be under budget. We got some allowance in there, and again, we want to use as much of that county money as we
Yeah.
can. So that's on being a nice list. Sewer lining, I know we've had the pre-con, I don't think have they started on that?
We did it September.
Yeah, so we got a little bit on that. And then on the lift station, we got a pre-con scheduled on that as well. Wednesday, August 6th, do you have that on your calendar, Ryan? I'll check to make sure. If that, it looks like Dan's got that scheduled. I'm assuming he coordinated that with you. Eric's shaking his head.
Make it work.
Okay. So again, that we're looking at a start date late August. So right when these road projects are gonna start finishing up, the sewer projects will start. NIPSCO property, no action items. On the community crossing project, that is the Illinois Street and West Street. I know on West Street, I think some of the miscellaneous items we still have open, like the seeding or some of the grass seed coming in. Illinois Street, I know the construction's ongoing there. A lot of that's paved. So we do have a pay application in front of you today. If you go to sheet number 3, this is pay application number 7, and it's for $58,116.25. So again, we're still holding retainage on the project, but we would recommend council consider approving pay application number 7 to Brooks Construction.
Make a motion, we accept the pay application number 7 for $58,116.25.
Second that.
We'll sign that now or at the end.
We can just sign it real quick here.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's
It's
it.
just one.
It's a quick one.
Yeah, just whoever's acting president.
He's the
tonight.
president.
I believe West and Long Illinois Street is brought all the way up to.
Okay.
Great.
Since we kind of skimmed over it, the trail, I seen the signs that they have up on, what was it, Henry
We
and,
have to test this, sorry.
Henry and State.
Mm-hmm.
Can you explain to me why the bike trail sign is telling people to more or less turn out onto State Street?
Because you're talking about when you're coming down Grabill Road, instead of going on the sidewalk north, is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, so
Because
they show the walking path, and then the bike path sign that they have is almost like a U-turn.
Did you have that other sign?
I don't know if she has to test these or.
Oh, no, it's just,
No,
okay, yeah.
Perfect.
I'm trying to figure out where you're talking else.
Are you talking about on North Street or where?
Is that
Right in front of the church?
right in front of the church?
Yeah,
North of Henry? There.
Henry Street, the intent is for, again, bikers can do what they want, but the intent is for the trail bikers to stay on the walk on State Street, Grabill Road, and then as they get to Henry Street to go out onto it's basically all on the road on Henry Street North,
Mm.
North Street, over to North Main, and then you get back on the trail in the park. But we did, county was nice enough that we redid all the walks and the curbs all the way down through there, so it can still be a walking path, or people may choose to still ride their bikes on it. I don't know, is that what you're talking about?
The sign itself is confusing.
Okay, okay.
I don't know if
All right.
I'm just looking
When
at it
you're
wrong.
looking at it, it's not a,
It's, cause it shows the walking path goes this way.
okay,
And then if you, right above it, the bike trail, it shows almost like a horseshoe, like you need to,
okay,
I don't know, it was,
okay.
it just doesn't make any sense.
Okay. And that, explain to me exactly where that sign is at.
Southeast corner of the GMC. It's right in front of the house.
Okay, right there at the corner.
Yeah, but that
okay.
white
Okay.
house there.
Yeah. On Main and Henry. Eastbound Grabill.
Right, right.
Or
Okay.
State and Henry, sorry.
I'll take a look at it. I think the intent is to get the bikers out on Henry Street, so I don't know if maybe that sign is what's confusing.
Okay.
Maybe that sign's not the right sign that needs to be there. I'll look at it.
Either way,
Okay. There is some wayfinding signs that the Allen County, I believe, Trails is gonna be installing, so it all kind of matches the other projects at that, but that'll be one of the last things that goes in. And has the county requested the town's match? Okay, that, I think, they'll be requesting, I think it was what, 200? So, okay. So moving on to item number 6, of course, First Street is under construction. Brooks is working on that. The goal there, if you remember, is to have that done before the fair. I think that is on schedule to do that. We just got a pay application today, but we'll bring that to the next meeting. We didn't get that in time. Water system planning, we're still looking at that south section, and then I know if you go to the last sheet, sheet number 5, sorry, it's kind of upside down. The number probably should be on top. So yeah, if you look at that, I think there's really 2 areas we're looking at now. If you look at the top area 2, the industry there at the northeast corner of Page and what's that road there, Wilmer? Springfield, yeah. They have some interest. They called me a couple months ago. I know they reached out to Wilmer about possible water. I know there's another business there farther to the east, maybe the same owner. I mean, I've talked to Wilmer. We're willing to meet with them and just kind of explain to them what would be required. But in general, I think it would be a water main extension. Not necessarily saying the town's going to do it, but if they were going to serve, you're looking at least a water main extended up Page. Depending on their need, it may be wise to if that was looped back to the south.
Yeah, they wondered if they had to pay for it, and I said, well, I said, we gotta look and see what it's all about first, And I said, you probably have to pick up some of the costs, so.
So no action items on that, and then of course we're looking at the one there south for the flow capacity and fire protection. And again, both of those items, I think the first one in line is using some of those funds either at a small little booster station or a loop there to the south. And then
That's what you're talking about, OCH?
Yeah, and then that's also in the TIF as well.
Okay, because their plans are getting ready to be released
Okay.
for their next add-on, which is another, I think, close to 20 or 30 some thousand. It'll be the full length of their existing building,
Mm-hmm.
only it'll go south, they'll go out and run the full length of that building.
Oh, wow.
And that needs to be occupational
Mm-hmm.
by next year, or occupied.
Okay. Okay. One thing you may, I ask council to maybe have Stephanie look into and reach out to Roth, or if you can do it yourself, Stephanie, to see how much funds are in the TIF, because this is in the TIF area.
Okay.
In terms of, that may help also in some of the stuff here in that area, not only that project, but then to close that loop.
I think Zach usually handles that tip stuff.
Yeah, okay, yeah. The RDC, and I know Zach.
Get with Zach on that. He's got all that information.
And then also, and again, Erik and Ryan, of course, have done all the work. I've just been kind of communication on this, but, so feel free to chime in, Eric, but Eric's got basically the Page Road lift station, updated. We're just waiting for a small little board, right? We gotta put in the meter. Once that's done, we gotta connect it to the Fort Wayne SCADA. And I think at that point, of course, Eric's gonna coordinate all that with Fort Wayne Maintenance. Fort Wayne Engineering just wants to make sure once that's done, they wanna do a demonstration period. They just wanna come out and run the pumps in different scenarios and make sure the meters work and the VFDs the meter works without the VFDs, et cetera. So once that comes in, we'd like to get that scheduled next week, but I don't know if that'll happen, so that you can go back to your normal billings next month. But I know we're still waiting on that, right?
Because those two parts come in.
Sure. So once Eric gets that in, he's gonna coordinate getting installed, let me know, and then we'll set up a demonstration period with the powers of the.
So far, we had, first initial setup looked really good, we got it close. Yesterday, Dustin got it dialed in right where we need to be, and
Okay.
during the rain event the other day, it stayed ahead of Main Street, so it's
Good.
really back up to where it's supposed to be at.
And then the final item, this is just consideration, you don't need to decide anything right now. I think we've mentioned a couple times that the whole community crossing funding program is changing. In general, the main thing is typically they would have 2 calls each year. The pool of money statewide could have been $300,000 to $400,000 per year. Now they're going back to 1 call. And some of the funds available to Grabill is probably going to be more in the $100,000 range. A lot of the funds now are being reallocated to different spots. They are going to have, since they skipped over July, they are going to have a fall call in October. Not saying you have to do it. If you did decide to do it, it is in October. So cost, and if you did that, you would have to have the roads decided probably at the September meeting. They've also reduced the time once you've been awarded from 4 to 3 months. So some of that engineering you need to start sooner. If you did that, you would have engineering costs at the last quarter of this year, maybe in September, October, November, December, and then you would have your match next year. But that would be a construction of 2026, which you said you were going to take a break on, which is fine. If you don't do it in October, you can apply in July of 2026, which then you would have engineering costs in the fall of 2026, and then you would have the construction match in 2027 and the construction in 2027. So the key parts on this is the funding for the smaller communities. It was really a program geared towards the smaller communities. It's been great. But they've redone it. A lot of the funds now are being allocated to the cities, specifically Marion County, but then also it's going to be more competitive, I think. So when you decide to do it, that's the part that we can talk a little bit about the applications, whether they're smaller and what roads. So don't have to apply in the fall. If you do, just let us know. And then if you don't, you can always apply next summer. And that's all I have.
All right. Any questions? Okay, move right along then to A and K. Ryan?
I just got a couple small things, update on the lead and copper. Eric's been working with Fort Wayne on doing their split sampling at certain homes that we did test positive for. I know we have one home out here on Grabill Road and then one on Fairview have agreed to do it. I think it's 9 liters of sampling, and so I think he's doing one tomorrow. And what they're doing is kind of a stair step. They'll take a 250 ml sample, put the bottle aside, then grab a 500 ml sample, put that bottle aside, then they'll grab a liter, till they get to that 9 or 10 liters. What they're doing is seeing where the high lead samples came, where it's at. If it's right at the initial hit and everything else is fine, then they're going to it's the sink having the problem, which I think we're going to find out. But Fort Wayne's paying for it. They said that they will pay for it to see what the problem is, and so we're working with them to get that accomplished. So, but we have 2 of the 5 that agreed to it. So those are the 2 ones we'll get, and we'll have final results with that, I guess. And we still do have homes calling in, wanting theirs tested, so we just, I don't know, we have 2 or 3 more over the last month or so, so all of them been fine, so.
Is that a yearly thing that's gonna continue to roll, or?
I think once we hit this next 6-month period, if we're good, we probably we'll be fine with that. But until then, someone asked, we kinda gotta, yeah,
Sure.
yeah, so. And I try to steer them different, you know, if they got little kids, I want mine tested, I have little kids in the house, so.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, so. Yeah. That's all I have. I don't know if Eric's got a few things on his list,
Nothing major.
but none that, he's got to take care of the flow meters.
I did see that new fire hydrant that went in down there on 3rd Street. That's a beaut.
Did you keep the old one?
I would like to.
I
could have put it in the backyard for my dogs. People would
It's
love
been a
that.
fixture there for a long time.
Instead of shutting down 127 homes, we should have 8, so.
That's awesome. That's a good improvement. Thank you. Anything else, guys? You're good? All right. Hicksville Bank, Kevin Roth.
Go ahead. Is this the protocol? I have to stand on the X.
You have to stand on the X and.
Oh, because you can't see it anymore. Just move me back.
All right. Well, anyway, hey, thanks for allowing us just a couple of minutes tonight. Wanted to introduce, if you don't know, Nick Fuller, our branch manager at the Grabill office. So
Excuse my appearance.
that's
I
right
don't
there.
know most of you guys.
So we had talked before about the possibility of maybe becoming your bank, and we would like to do that. I put together a more formal presentation at this point. So on the left side is our letter of introduction explaining 2 different options that we would present to you. Those aren't the only options that we can do, but I was not provided with any information of what I'm comparing to, so I did the best I could with what I kind of know. So we have a couple of options. I think the main thing that we're offering to you is a reduction in fees, because we don't charge for a whole lot of things that a lot of banks do charge for. We also are offering a very high rate of return, well, in today's market that is. So and I figured this on a balance of $5 million. I don't know exactly where we're at, but at $5 million, using the option 2 that I've presented there, you'd be making nearly $17,000 a month in interest. So we can offer you the full line of banking services, full online complement, ACH protection, positive pay and on checks and ACH. Positive pay is something that we're seeing a lot more people take advantage of because of fraud. Check fraud is on the increase. Positive pay would be included in this package that we've presented to you, so that you would know that the checks that are being presented are the way you wrote them. Like, you know, somebody didn't alter something on you or make one up. We're seeing more and more of that. Basically offering you local personalized support for your questions. Bios on our staff at the branch are included in that packet that I gave you. I'm here again because we really want to be your bank. So are there any other questions that you have at this moment for us?
No, not really. I mean, we got to take into consideration a couple of things that, you know, that they own the parking lot
Okay.
and the money they donate to the Ball Diamond and stuff. You know, we got to look at all that consideration in that. We don't want to shoot ourselves in the foot, because you know, if they say you're done with the parking lot, we can't have a fair, we can't have car show, we can't do nothing. So
Okay.
we got to look at some of this stuff a little bit. I mean, Kevin, I'd like to go with you guys to Harvey, you know,
Okay.
but Claude gets back, we got to make some tough decisions.
In fairness, just to point out, because I was part of that,
Yeah.
it was Grabill Bank that donated to the Ball Diamonds.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
20 years ago.
Yeah.
They gave $25,000 in a matching grant. We were part of that. It was called
If
the Grabill.
we could buy the parking lot from them, we'd have it made.
I understand. Well, we also make loans.
Why don't you guys?
We could.
Why don't you guys buy the parking lot?
I guess what part do they own?
They own the whole thing.
Oh, the lot over here where the fair is.
Yeah.
I mean, you meant like the parking lot beside
No,
east
no,
of you.
we got that.
Yeah.
We got that beside the hardware. That's ours.
Yeah. I mean, I don't speak for First Merchants.
Mhm.
I really can't see them doing that. That's a total community suicide move that
Yeah.
they would do.
Well,
that.
yeah, I mean, I just want to call it here. Make a decision.
Yeah, okay,
You know.
all right. Well, I'm not trying to pester you, but I'm back because I really wanted
Well-
to do this.
Well, and, you know, Greg, I go way back,
Yeah,
and you too. You know.
yeah,
And so, you know, it's just, it's the way things happen here, you know.
yeah,
so
yeah.
It just,
Well, I think we'll review this.
Okay,
yeah, we're gonna
We'll
review
look
it.
at
I
pros
mean,
and cons,
yeah.
okay,
and we'll get together.
Yeah.
and
That's,
have a
that's really a
discussion
lot of
both
money,
ways.
you know, for
yeah,
us.
yeah, thank you very much,
Financially,
appreciate the
You
time.
know, I appreciate that, and
Yes.
so, yeah, Claude gets back, we gotta,
Okay, all right.
It's definitely
I don't wanna
financial
make that move unless he's.
And we'll take care of you. I don't know how else to say that, but
Yeah.
you've got me and Nick. I mean, we'll take care of you because we care about this town and
Yeah.
it's my town too, right?
Yeah,
So I want to see it happen for you. All right, won't take any more of your time, but thanks for hearing me out.
yeah,
No,
thank you, Kevin.
Thank you. And I don't see Zach on, unless you have any updates from him
You know,
that
other
he
than
gave you to present.
the contract for services.
Yeah. We'll look at that under, do we have any new business, under new business? Do we wanna do, even though it's under old business, that resolution in the contract now?
Yeah.
So what we have here, I'm assuming we would have to read the, resolution in first and then the contract, if the resolution passes, per se, for the contract,
Mhm.
we have to do first. So what we'll do first here is, we will read in by resolution number and title, resolution, do you have a copy of this?
Yes.
2025-4. This is the resolution of the town of Grabill, Indiana, authorizing a contract for services for the provision of services by the contractor named in such contract for services and authorizing the form and terms of the contract for services. Do I have a motion to accept the first reading of resolution 2025-4?
I make a motion to accept the first reading of resolution number 2025-4.
Second?
Second.
Okay, we'll do a second reading of resolution 2025-4, a resolution of the town of Grabill, Indiana, authorizing a contract for services for the provision of services by the contractor named in such contract for services and authorizing the form and terms of the contract for services.
I make,
Go ahead.
I make a motion, we accept the second reading of resolution number 2025-4.
I will second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. I guess I will have a third and final reading unless there's any public discussion on what that basically entails. No? Okay, then I will make a motion to accept the third and final reading of resolution 2025-4, a resolution of the town of Grabill, Indiana, authorizing a contract for services for the provision of services by the contractor named in such contract for services and authorizing the form and terms of the contract for services. I have a motion to accept the third and final reading.
I make a motion, we accept the third and final reading of resolution number 2025-4.
I will second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion passes.
Resolution passes. And then we have the contract for services. I don't think we need to read that in. All that basically needs, I believe, is a signature.
We
Or
don't
does that
have-
have to be?
We don't have any payment terms.
We have a signature page, it's already signed.
On, is that one of these? Copy that, which would be this one right here, is that what you would need basically?
Yes, but we don't have, nothing was outlined for the payment terms. Compensation for services. Unless yours is filled out.
I don't know, this was a you and Zach thing, I don't know what all had to be put in there.
I guess pay is when the invoices come in, you should pay them. That's the way it's always been.
But what are those rates, Wilmer? Is he
Well, I
charging
mean-
by the hour? Is he charging by the job? Is he charging by the,
It's all right there and
That's here in
it's all right here.
these bills, do you have these bills?
Them are hers.
I have the invoices. What I'm saying is, it says compensation in exchange for services, the town shall pay contractor the set fees set forth on Schedule A. The town will make checks payable to the contractor and file any required tax forms using contractor's tax identification number. On file.
Enter invoices there. These are invoices right there that he done in April through July 14th, all that. Take a look at it, and all you gotta do is look at the total.
Does that need to be? So for base payment terms, is that just were you just looking right here to see whether or not under payment terms for each one of these, if we would put hourly?
Well, I mean,
Bid.
No,
if
it's
he,
all by contract. Now, you told me he can't work by the hour. So we had it set up that he's doing everything by contract, by estimate.
so my question is, how much is he, in those subcategories, what is he charging?
For these,
Yes.
it would depend on the.
Well, look
On
at
the
your
bid.
thing. It tells you from April to so-and-so. So that invoices, that's the amount you look at.
But for this, would it just be a matter of, for a general contract, would it just need to be in here, bid price? Because we're not gonna have a contract every single time he does something, correct? I mean, he's not gonna fill one of these out, basically,
No,
No.
that's for the year.
so under payment terms,
But, you know,
if he's bidding it, we wouldn't have something to put in there all the time.
if you're revoting on this every single year,
Right,
you know, those rates could change, his
Right.
Well,
rates
this
could.
is just for a year. This is just for a year. You don't take one contract, go to the next year with it.
there's, just give a. This is what we really need to get Zach on for, since he drafted this.
Call Zach and find out. He's got the bills of everything. Ask him what he should pay. He's the one that made the contract out.
So do we have to wind up tabling this?
No, we're not
For-
tabling nothing. It's went 4 months too long. She should have contacted Ellis April the 1st, said, come on in the office, let's work this thing out. Let's get the paperwork done so we can get, I can't believe we can go 4 months without paying a man.
But we just need to figure
This
out,
will stop.
we need to figure out right now what we need to do.
I did
to get
contact
this
him
on
when
top.
we were orchestrating everything back in February. I had talked to him. I said the 3 things that I needed, and he provided me 2. Furthermore, I have the check cut. I will pay for the services that I have the invoices for tonight. But moving forward, I will not cut a check unless we have a contract signed and agreed upon.
The contract is signed. He signed it. All we gotta do is sign it. My name's gotta be signed, Jeff's gotta sign it, and you gotta attest it. I don't know what's so hard about that,
We're not gonna get into a big disagreement about that
cause he's already quit
tonight.
doing the trees and the mulching and stuff like that. Wouldn't be for Erik, trees wouldn't be watered either.
Legality on this for a year contract to get us by on this. Is this above board without having anything in there if we have invoices and the payment terms in here? And again, my big question is, we're not gonna have an hourly rate on this.
I understand that, but I mean, does he have an amount that from, and this is only till July. He
Look.
waters until September.
I know, you gotta pay he's already done. It isn't what you're gonna have to pay now, he'll send you another invoice when he's done with that.
So you're looking at payment terms like stating monthly bid or whatever on
What
every.
does that
If
mean?
if you wanna work by the hour, then he turns it in every week.
But we're gonna need to have a discussion.
But that man will be paid by next weekend, I don't care how you do it. You get on the phone, you talk to Zach, you do everything you can do in your power to get what you need. This has went on for 4 months, and it's long enough.
And I've asked for 4 months, Wilmer. You can get irritated and irate with me all you want. But since February, when I ordered flowers with Claire, I addressed this. I had asked numerous times. The 3 of you assured me that you were going to speak to him several times. The last council meeting, we were all in
Well,
agreement.
that's Claude's job. Did he do it? No.
That's something that we need to
It fell
further
on me
discuss.
now, and I'm tired of it. I'm not the president anymore, and I'm sick and tired of it, of handling everybody else's job.
And I get it, because
Then
I'm
call him
carrying
and find out what's going on.
enough crosses myself.
Well,
but-
don't carry so many.
Well, we're gonna have to, we're not gonna get into this big argument here tonight. Moving forward, we need to have Zach in a meeting, and one of us needs to be involved on that too. I don't want just her and Zach discussing this. It needs to be a council member, at least 1 or 2, probably should be 2,
All of us.
to have this discussion moving forward on this contract. It's probably something that should happen, what's today, Thursday? You know,
Whenever Claude gets in town, we're gonna have a special meeting. This has went long enough.
I think we all agree,
I am
but
so sick of it. I got people coming on my doorstep, I getting phone calls, bills aren't getting paid from other companies. And it's time we start doing something about
It's not from me.
it. You write the checks.
we're not gonna, we're stopping this right now, or we're gonna end this meeting. We're not
Right.
going down this road tonight. This is not the time, it's not the place. We need to have the full council present before we get into any other discussions about this. We're gonna table signing this per discussions with Zach in the next few days, if not, when Claude gets back. So let's see what we can do to get this moved forward. We have the resolution is signed, we should need to approve this contract, we'll have that discussion when he returns, all of us together. So let's get past that right now,
Can you approve his payments tonight?
not a contract.
They are included within my vouchers.
Well, I
And
think you
assume-
can, 'cause they're just separate invoices at this point in time.
Yeah, we just can't
Oh, she's
approve
got
this,
her tax stuff.
yeah, we just can't approve.
You can't approve a contract.
A contract,
Yeah, yeah,
right. And that'll be further along, that's why I just wanna keep this going, so
yeah.
resolution,
Yep.
was that part of that resolution? Resolution 2025-4? Okay, under new business, the contract and the resolution's already been done, contract not. So, let's move on right now, Clerk-Treasurer report, floor is yours.
Right, before you, I have council meeting vouchers. Totaling $431,795.85.
Radiator go crazy on you,
Yes, we're gonna leave.
on the truck?
Now the other headlights out.
Wasn't food on that truck today?
Yes, it was.
I meant to say something earlier.
Here's our spring, I think, his food.
Big giant food.
I want you to handle that with Zach, I want no more part of it.
Yeah.
I'm sick and tired of doing everybody else's work.
Get a chance to review the vouchers? If so, I would make a motion that we approve the vouchers for July 23rd vouchers, the July 4th, July 18th, and also the August 1st vouchers as presented. I have a motion to accept.
I guess, I'll accept it. Make a motion to pay the bills.
Second that. All in favor? Presentation of old outstanding checks.
This,
Holy cow.
yeah, it was from 2022. It was, trying to
So is this not been cashed or?
So I just need it off my books so I can quit avoiding it on monthly reconciliation. There's nothing to really vote on, I just needed to bring you guys aware to it. Like I said, it was stale dated back from 2022, so. I don't foresee it getting cashed anytime soon.
2022. Jack's Greenhouse.
That's Brian, our previous hanging baskets.
Gotcha. Okay, we don't have to make a motion on anything like that, it's just a
It needs to
statement
be
of
in the minutes and the records. Yep.
All right, that was number 3. Number 4, last item.
I just wanted to bring the entire council aware of the incident that had occurred between me and Wilmer not this past Friday, but the Friday before. This altercation was not done in private, it was done in front of contracted maintenance, which, in my opinion, they have no business knowing. On top of that, I have received threats saying that the council is going to do everything in their power to remove me. As an elected official, that is not feasible. If I choose to remove myself from office, that's on my own terms. It was also stated that everything I touch, I've ruined since I've started office, and I'm not really sure where that has shown up, but I will be more than happy to take the constructive criticism. On top of that, there's been accusations that I'm brandishing my firearm within my office, and I do conceal carry. It is within my right. I don't brandish. I don't. If you didn't know, you wouldn't even know it was in my office. But that's accusing me of, in some states, something quite illegal that I could go to prison for. Indiana doesn't have that statute saying that even if I did have it sitting out, it's not illegal. I'm just encompassing all of this. I want the council to be aware that I view us as equals, whether Wilmer and or Jeff and Claude think. I view us as equals. If we can't work as a team, that's something that is a cross that you're going to have to bear. But I am doing the best I can according to IC code. And yes, there's going to be friction because things were not taken care of or done according to the updated IC code. And I come off as I'm an irritant, but I'm making sure at the end of the day that I don't get in trouble and the town doesn't get in trouble. The fact and the reason why I'm pushing so hard for this contract, because in the event that Miss Ellis falls off our gator, our town equipment, his insurance isn't going to pick that up. I can almost guarantee you it will be a lawsuit and it will be muddy and ugly. I am doing everything in the best interest of the town. Whether it is viewed that way, that's what I was trying to get across. I am not trying to be an irritant. I'm not trying to raise anger or create enemies along the way. I'm doing things according to the book to protect our assets.
And you and I had a discussion about the contract. We were in
Yes.
full agreement it needs to be done.
but, you know, I don't appreciate these string meetings, if there is string meetings, between the three of you conversing and saying that you want me out of office. If you have these concerns, bring them to me.
We're
Talk to me.
not
But
having strings.
Nothing's
The-
ever been
the-
said like that.
The reason
No.
I have all these checks sitting in front of me, and I brought this up a couple of meetings ago. I'm only authorized to pay the bills to keep the lights on, the gas running. Period. Between now and our next council meeting, that's the only bills that are allowed to walk out of my office. Period. And it's not trying to be defiant, but this is why I brought it up a couple of months ago, because my hands are tied. If you're asking me to cut a check outside of in between council meetings, I can't
No,
legally
I'm
do
not
it.
asking you to do that, it's gotta be done in a council meeting. We have to okay them in here, then you should pay them after we okay them.
But you had demanded that I come down here that Friday and issue a check that day.
Well, I'll tell you what, they was gonna let the flowers just dry up.
Well, it's
I
already
said, why
been.
can't you come down and talk to them? No, you don't, you're never in the office, for one thing.
By state statute, I only have to be in office 8 hours
I
a
know
calendar
what
year.
it says.
But that's
We're
here
gonna
nor
go-
there.
Crap.
We're not gonna get into this
But
this screaming match. You have the floor. You go ahead and state your piece. I mean, you need to get it out. This needs to be
you know,
addressed and on record. I know exactly what you're wanting to do is get it on record. So
and you know, the materials I do have, I'm 100% ready to submit to the public record. It's already been brought up by a town resident that already did a crap job picking out the flowers as it was. And frankly, at this point, I could care less if the flowers die, because it's already been stated they look like crap. I did a disservice, was the actual, I believe the words were, I did a disservice to this town by picking out those flowers. And it wasn't just on the town page. This was on my private Facebook page that this was posted. I try everything in my power to keep personal and private completely separate.
I can say one thing, it wasn't me, because I don't get on Facebook.
I understand that, but I will inform you that it was your wife telling me that
Whatever.
and that's
She's got a right
That's-
to form
and she
her
does.
opinion.
she does. But what I'm saying is, I don't know if this all stems back from a home conversation, whether it does or not. I am trying to bring us up to code. I am trying to bring us to the point where, and I'm not saying that my audit report's not going to have errors in it, but I'm doing everything in my power to minimize those errors. So again, this was just to bring to light that the slandering, of my professional standing, personal reputation, targeted attacks, defamation of my character need to stop. Period.
Well, we have it on record. It's something that we'll need to discuss as a council, and we'll discuss it also with our attorney. If you want to be present, I think if we need to do a meeting and discuss what we need to do to come up with a resolution, to work as a team, legalities, so this stuff isn't happening, then that's something, when I talk with Zach about this other item, I'll bring that up as well and see what we can do to set a meeting up. Clear the air, move forward. We can't keep having these battles over like flowers and the name calling and finger pointing and have it reflect poorly on our town, and you have it weighing on your mind. We need to put it to bed. When Claude gets back, we'll schedule that. We'll get that completed and ironed out, and we'll move past it. Are we in agreement?
Whatever, let's get over with. Tired of it.
Okay. Anybody else want to speak? You got anything for us? Anybody else? No? All right. Got the bills taken care of and everything's all done? All
I
right.
haven't signed for the bills yet. Need to get a signature on that.
Yep. Make a motion to pay these bills then. Stuff in here I missed? Nope. These are probably all stuck together exactly how they're supposed to be, weren't they?
That's okay. I know where they go.
They're exactly not. No. Anything else? No? You need to jump right in there. Like an auctioneer, you got me on the last go.
Throwing the idea around making a presentation to Grabill. Fairview has become a drag strip. Yeah,
Actually,
that's
can I
pretty
get you to come up here and just state your name so you can have it on record, correct? Awesome.
Nick Fuller, local employee, not technically resident, but so I work at Hicksville Bank on Fairview, and as our sheriff in attendance will probably attest, Fairview's not a safe road at the moment. I would like to throw the idea out of a presentation or anything. There's a very inexpensive installation that we could put in the road that involves cheaper pylons and painting the asphalt to make it look as though there's a crosswalk. I was thinking maybe between the bank's extended parking lot and the Woodhouse. We hear it all day, every day. People pour it from the stop sign going southbound on Fairview. There is more than one resident that lives on Fairview that we complain about to each other on a daily basis. I can sit in our parking lot and count at least 5 houses that have kids. Not a huge fan of the thought that one of them gets hit and we have a bigger problem. I don't know if that's something that the town can research or if you need a resident to do a presentation and a pitch. This is step one. So
I think that's something that
I think the problem's gonna go away here in a few weeks when the road goes back to
when you're
normal.
not shortcutting.
Yeah.
Most of them are very mad because they're turning and flying. You know, there's still people down there crazy, but it's exaggerated right now because everybody's going at stop and turning mad that they're turning.
to support that comment, yes, in the recent month it has been significantly
Yeah,
exaggerated.
they still go down through there, but yeah.
We've been there for about a year and a half.
Yeah.
It's been a problem for about a year and a half. Much worse problem since the road closure. Wouldn't be a permanent installation. You're not putting in concrete or anything like that. They make the kind of like the the highway that fold down when you drive over them. They're like this thick.
Yeah, I'm just talking about it, but I can't remember.
You bolt them into the concrete and then you paint lines to make it look like a crosswalk in a couple $100.
If
Like
we
I
make
said.
something look like a crosswalk, we'd have to have an ordinance
Okay.
to do that. Am I right, Casey? I don't know.
I'm not for sure, I'd have to research what we're talking about here, but I think any type of traffic control, whether it's a stop sign or anything that's like that, we would have to have a
We have to
resolution
have-
or ordinance to change the traffic flow in the stop sign there, whether it's a stop, four-way stop, or whether it's something like this. This particular item, not sure of it, and then, but I would echo what Ryan is saying, is that, not saying it's not an issue, because it is a long drive without a stop, but, you know, again, in the last 2 to 3 months, maybe the next 2 weeks to 3 weeks, it's a very exaggerated problem, because that was the concern, everybody's going north and south on that road now,
Yeah.
because of the construction.
The guy that mows our yard at the church, Crossview Church out here on Page Road, has told me the same thing. That's why I was smiling when he was saying it. He's out there mowing, and they come because they're coming out and around to the gas station.
Page is
He
a-
said they
it's a
are
highway.
flying down there, and
So
then half the time not even
here's your
stopping.
spots to sit.
No, I know.
Can't you catch them all?
Come sit in the parking lot, no problem there. So. I didn't know if we could do like a pinch point or anything like that, but if I don't say anything, nothing happens, you know?
Yeah, well, that's good. I mean, it gives us something to think about, and that's why I said I know anytime, when he was, to echo what Casey was saying, that's why I asked him, anytime we try to restrict flow in any way at all,
It has to go through the
it
process.
has to go through the process and an ordinance, they would look into it.
Mhm.
It's like changing speed limit signs from 30 to 20, we can't go below a certain speed of like 30 miles an hour, we can't post, and I don't know what it is in town, we had the issue one time in one of the additions, I think. We wanted to drop it down to 20 and we couldn't drop down below a certain speed
Interesting.
and have it enforced for some reason. I don't remember what it was, but that'd be a good question for our
Yeah, we can come
our
up with
road
different options for controlling the speed, probably pretty rudimentary, whether it's four-way stop at First Street, whether it's more reducing the sign, all that, we could bring in front of council, and then you would need an ordinance to change that, if you did change it.
I know the construction's playing a massive part in recent time, but because unfortunately it's exaggerated, but it's not created by
Right.
the construction.
Sure.
Yeah.
You just got more occurrences, is what you're saying.
Yeah, more noticeable. So of course the squeaky wheel gets you all, right?
Yeah.
So thanks for your time.
Well, thanks for presenting it. Again, if you don't say nothing,
Nothing happens.
then at least it gives us something to think about. We can have discussions with DLZ
Yeah,
and see what's going on.
a couple $100 is better in the hospital though, or a bad story in the newspaper.
Couple hundred, oh, you've never worked with DLZ.
Couple hundred, right? Couple hundred, right?
That was the phone call.
Did you really think, did you really think I was gonna sit here and let it go all day?
See, it's coming to the next meeting.
We like it when you're here.
Appreciate it.
So, you got anything else before we close here?
The new veterinarian had called me this past week. He would like to put a vending machine up underneath the awning in front of the vet. We don't have anything per se in an ordinance that says he can't, but I said that I would present it in front of you guys to see if that's
Why don't you put it inside? And what it's gonna do is create people breaking into it and stuff like
Have him
that.
talk to Patsy,
I mean, that's,
cause she used to have issues. Remember we had
Oh,
machines down there all the
that's a
time?
no-no.
They were
You don't wanna
always
put 'em
getting
outside.
broken into and,
The doctor's office used to have one down here.
yeah. I don't think we have anything on aesthetics.
No, I don't
But-
care, you put it there if you want to.
He'll get broken
Just
into
get
quite a
broken
bit.
into.
okay. I will let.
But I'd ask him to talk to Patsy in here and ask what her experience has been with having them. And that was right next door to her house.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But-
Was the drugstore?
Yeah, have him ask her.
The drugstore.
Good? Anything else? All right. Meeting adjourned.